Morning, family, or good evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. I'm just sitting out in one of my favorite spots and meditating, praying a little bit. I wanted to share a few thoughts as we've been discussing how to find peace in a world gone mad. And everything's trying to steal our peace these days, and the voice in the head might be getting loud, and it's affecting your energy. And so anyway, this is just kind of like some ideas in this crazy mind of mine, and some things that work for me when I'm navigating treacherous waters or storms, or just kind of falling off the beam every now and then with my peace, because I don't work well when things aren't still. And so anyway, hope you can hear me. Got a nice little breeze going. But today I wanted to talk about purpose, and there's passion in purpose. I think that's where it hides. And when you tap in to purpose, that passion comes alive, and where there is passion, there is peace. Think about it. When you're in a passionate state, you're not thinking about anything else. You're not worried about what happened yesterday or scared about what might happen tomorrow. You're just trapped in the present. And I accessed this powerful zone in 2009 when I jumped out of a perfectly good airplane and with one of our sons, Justin. And for him it was a walk in the park, because he's a trained combat veteran, 4 combat tours. He's a sniper. He's been in the worst of the worst, so this was like fun for him. He talked me into it, and I pretended like I was fired up. But I was hoping for rain on July the 9th. So anyway, we get all straight, and I meet my instructor. His name is Ted. Ted comes up to me, and he's got a little badge on, so he must be an expert. I don't have any idea about Ted or his life, or how good he is at his job, or his success rate. I trust him fully, which is a whole nother message. But he puts on my rig, and he says, "All right, we're gonna train you now. Like, let's do it." And he said, "When I push you, do not fight me." And I said, "Roger that." And then he said, "All right, let's go." And I'm like, "What? That's my training? Now I'm a skydiver." So we get in this little puddle jumper and start heading up to our cruising altitude of 14,500 feet, which is the legal limit in the state of Georgia. And you go higher, you got to have like more equipment and whatnot, training. And so I was fully trained for 14,500 feet. And so anyway, we start heading up. Ted gets latched right into my back. I mean, it's a real tight thing. Those that have jumped, you want them on your back. And I wasn't about to do the solo thing, nah. And so, I got Ted on my back. He's a professional. And so we get closer to where we're gonna jump, and he's right in my ear, and it's loud. And he said, "Kit," and I was like, "What?" And he said, "You want me to say a prayer for you?" And I was like, "Yes, please." I'm like, "Yay, Ted's a spiritual man." And so here was his prayer. He said, "Lord, don't let me screw this one up." Just like that. And then we're getting close to the door, man, and I'm, Uncle G, which is what I call my brain. He's really trying to talk me out of it. And when you try to make big changes, your brain's going to get involved and try to keep you doing the same things you've always done, because that's what the brain's designed to do, build habits. And so anyway, I'm having to overcome Uncle G and tell him to submit. And the only thing that's driving me is pride, because I'm not about to punk out, with my son up there. And so, I'm willing to die for pride. That's a whole nother message. So anyway, we get up there, and he said, "You ready?" And he didn't let me answer, and he pushed me, and I did not fight him. All of my training went into effect, and we did a flip, and then we began to just free fall. It was 70 seconds, well, it's supposed to be, of free fall, which is you are tapped into the present moment. There's no way you're not thinking about yesterday, you're not worried about tomorrow, you're not thinking about what I got on the docket for today. It is, you are trapped in the powerful present moment. And I started laughing like a little girl. And I don't say that disrespectfully, it's like that's what it sounded like. And so, man, we are flying, and it's exhilarating, and I found my passion. Now, the purpose in this jump for me was to challenge my fear. And fear is destructive. I don't want to live my life and get to the end of it and look at all the things I didn't do because I was afraid. That's a bad way to go to the next thing. And so, you know, challenge your fear. And mine, you know, I'm not crazy about heights, you know, and so anyway, this is a way to challenge it. And so we're flying and I am trapped in passion, man. It's like dopamine blast. You know, people chase dopamine. They try meth and heroin and crack and every other thing. And they don't know it's built in, man. You just got to tap in to the right source, and then boom, you get all the dopamine you want. And man, my brain literally started breaking down barriers as I was flying at 120 miles an hour, real number. So we get to the drop zone, and I got a video of this on YouTube. Just put in Kit Cummings Skydive, and you will see that what I'm saying is true. Because I paid a guy to jump out and to film us going down, but then when we pull the chute, boom, he's not with us anymore. And so anyway, get ready to pull the chute, and he gets me all in position. He said, "You ready?" And of course, he didn't give me a chance to answer, and he pulled it. And all of a sudden, boom, you have this huge jolt that pulls your stomach up into your throat. And then you're supposed to start a nice glide over the Georgia mountains and well, not mountains, but you know what I'm saying, rock mark. And all of a sudden, we start flipping around violently, and I'm like, "Ted, this doesn't seem right." And he's like, "Shut up." And then Ted starts cussing like a sailor. You know, he prayed for me. And he's like, "Mother, my son of a shabba." And I'm like, dang, Ted was not trained to handle adversity this way. And so, you know, he's freaking. And then he does something that he doesn't ask me if I'm ready for this. He cuts away the chute. And we have a purple and green chute, and it's flying away. And I'm like, "Shoot, this doesn't seem, Ted, that doesn't seem right." He's like, "Shut up." And so now we're in an interesting situation because we're in free fall again, and all that exhilaration, it was gone. And you know, the dopamine, it split, and it was now pure adrenaline, fight or flight. And I was thinking about what is going to happen in the next minute. Okay, so I was back in the future. I wasn't in the present. I wasn't thinking about the chute, you know, not opening and wondering how did that happen. I was trapped, you know, in a new energy, right? So as we flew, Ted was getting ready to pull the all-important second chute, and I'm thinking, man, I hope Ted didn't pack both of these things because he obviously didn't do good on the first one. When you start taking your purpose for granted, you start making mistakes. And so, second time, boom, the stomach and the throat. But this time it's a smaller chute, but it deploys. And now all of a sudden we start our descent. And Ted says, he said, "Relax and enjoy the ride." And if I could have, I smacked him, but I couldn't. And probably wouldn't have been a good move anyway. But anyway, we come on down and we hit the ground. And man, there's people, and they start running over to us. And they're like, "Are you the cutaway guy?" And I'm like, "What's a cutaway guy?" And they said, "Man, we saw a chute cut away." And I said, "Yeah, man, I'm the cutaway guy." Like I'd done something. And Ted comes over to me, and I pick him up, man, like he's a little dude. And I pick him up, bear hug my new friend. And he said, "Man, I bet you're glad you had me on your back today." And I said, and I quote, "I bet you're glad you were carrying a preacher today." And so we laughed, and I tried to get back in touch with Ted and tell him that I preached this message and it works. And they said, "No, Ted's no longer with us." So they let Ted go. So maybe I should do a message soon about, you know, be careful who packs your parachute, who's got your back. And so, do I have a point? Sometimes. This morning it's like, if you stay trapped in what happened yesterday, no peace in that. There's certainly no passion or purpose in it. And if you stay trapped in what might happen tomorrow that you can't control, there's no peace in that. There's certainly no passion in it, no purpose in it. And so the only place where purpose resides is the present moment. And the only place where passion can truly be found is when you tap into that gift. Passion hides in my unique gift. And when I jump into face my fear and run into it. Now, I'm still not crazy about heights, but man, that day set me free, and it busted down some walls in my brain. So I have no idea how long I've been rambling, but I just want to spend some time with you. Today I wish you peace, and I hope you can even hear this. I might play it back, and the wind has got me drowned out. Y'all checked out a long time ago. But anyway, find your passion today, man. Don't listen to the haters. Don't spend all your time on social media. I'm sitting here on social media asking you not to look at it. So, look at this. But, you're going to be bombarded with news and stories and people that aren't happy. And just, man, protect your peace and remember why you do what you do. And then tap into that passion. You'll find that when you're in that thing, whether it's in sales and you love people, love somebody today, you'll find out you're peaceful while you're loving them, Whatever your thing is, if it's building things, engineering, designing, man, get lost in it today. You'll find out that your worries and fears just take a break. If it's leadership, man, love the people you lead and really just remember that you have taken a role to lead them in their lives with your example, and everything else. It's not mortgage or whatever your thing is. It's people. And if you're a mom and you are staying home, man, I hate it when somebody says, "So what do you do?" And I'm a stay-at-home mom. Oh, good for you. Instead of saying, "God bless you." You work harder than everybody. And so today, it's a little easier for the beautiful mom, the beautiful dad, the caretaker to remember why. Do what you do. And so show the rest of us. We love you. I'm speaking like we're all one, because we are. Love you. Wish you peace. Thanks for riding with me for a minute. Next time. See you.